The book of Nehemiah. Is it Nehemiah? Of the two memoir writers whose work in its original form was an exception to the general anonymity of the non-prophetical books of what they call the Old Testament. Nehemiah, the courtier cupbearer, was much more gifted as an author than Ezra the priest. He succeeded, or is it Ezra? He succeeded in stamping his personality upon his writings so that his figure stands out as that of a surprisingly modern type of character in his energy, his will to action, his benevolent intentions, and his self-complacency. The movement that he and Ezra inaugurated was on the whole undoubtedly beneficial, but their harsh abolition of mixed marriages produced much hardship at the time and led to the noble protest in the book of Ruth. The book of Nehemiah, the rebuilding of the walls, the words of Nehemiah, the son of Hachaliah. And it came to pass in the month Chislew, in the 20th year, as I was in Shushan, the palace, that Hanani, one of my brethren, came, and he and certain men of Yehuda, and I asked them concerning the Jews that had escaped, which were left of captivity, and concerning Jerusalem. And they said to me, and as for the calendar, the Rosh Hashanah tablets would explain where some of that's from, Ugaritic origins. The remnant that are left of the captivity there in the province are in great affliction and reproach. The walls of Jerusalem also is broken down, and the gates thereof are burned with fire. And it came to pass, when I heard these words, that I sat down and wept, and mourned certain days, and fasted and prayed before God of heaven, and said, I beseech thee, Yahweh Tzbut. God is noun and verb. Oh, well, I thought Lord of Horse, but Lord of Hosts. I beseech thee. God is noun and verb, God of heaven. The great and terrible God that keepeth covenant and mercy for them that love him and observe his commandments. God is noun and verb. I beseech thee, let now thine ear be attentive to the prayer of thy servant and to the prayer of thy servants who desire to fear thy name and prosper. I pray thee, thy servant this day, and grant him mercy in the sight of this man. For I was the king's cupbearer. And it came to pass in the month of Nisan, in the 20th year of Artaxerxes the king, that wine was before him, and I took up the wine and gave it to the king. And now I had not been beforetime sad in his presence. Wherefore the king said unto me, Why is thy countenance sad, seeing thou art not sick? This is nothing else but sorrow of the heart. Then I was very sore afraid, and said unto the king, Let the king live forever. Why should not my countenance be sad, when the city, the place of my father's sepulchres, lieth waste, and the gates thereof are consumed with fire? Then the king said unto me, For what dost thou make request? So I prayed to the God of heaven, and I said unto the king, If it please the king, and if thy servant hath found favor in thy sight, that thou wouldest send me to Yehuda, unto the city of my father's sepulchres, that I may build it. And the king said unto me, the queen also sitting by him, For how long shall thy journey be, and when wilt thou return? So it pleased the king to send me, and I set him a time. Moreover, I said unto the king, If it please the king, let letters be given me to the governors beyond the river, that they may convey me over till I come into Yehuda, and that a letter unto Asaph, the keeper of the king's forest. Sometimes there's the idea that you got somebody that, somebody of a similar name. It's really clear that the similar name is thought to be, it's the older person, and they're writing in what they call the New Testament. The Matthew, Mark, and Luke are 2nd century, the Common Era individuals. So, yeah. And Asaph could have been a writer of some of the actual Psalms as well, that he may give me timber to make beams for the gates of the palace which appertaineth to the house, and for the wall of the city, and for the house that I shall enter into. And the king granted me according to the good hand of my God upon me. So I came to Jerusalem and was there 3 days, and I arose in the night, and I and some few men with me, neither told I any man what my God had put in my heart to do at Jerusalem, neither was there any beast with me, save the beast that I rode upon, and I went out by night, by the gate of the city, even before the dragon well, and to the dung port, the south side, and viewed the walls of Jerusalem that were broken down, and the gates thereof were consumed with fire, and I went on to the gate of the fountain and of the king's pool, but there was no place for the beast that was under me to pass. Then I went up in the night by the brook, and viewed the wall, and turned back, and entered by the gate of the valley, and so returned, and the rulers knew not whither I went, or what I did, neither had I as yet told it to the Jews, nor to the priests, nor to the nobles, nor to the rulers, nor to the rest that did the work. Then I said unto them, Ye see the distress that we are in, how Jerusalem lieth waste, and the gates thereof are burnt with fire. Come and let us build up the wall of Jerusalem, that we be no more a reproach. Then Eliashib, the high priest, rose up with his brethren the priest, and they builded the sheep gate. They sanctified it, and set up the doors of it, even unto the tower of Me'ah. They sanctified it, unto the tower of Hananel. Is it Al or Y'all, or how's that one end? Or is it Ch? Sometimes the H's or Ch sounds. The next unto him builded the men of Jericho. The next unto them builded Zakur, the son of Imre. But the fish gate did the sons of Hassanah built, whom laid the beams thereof, and set up the doors thereof, the locks thereof, and the bars thereof. And next unto them repaired Meramot, the son of Uriah, the son of Koz. The next unto them repaired Meshullam, the son of Berechiah, the son of Meshezabeel, and next unto them repaired Tzlodok, the son of Bana, and next unto them the Tequim repaired. But the nobles put not their necks to the work of God is noun and verb. Moreover, the old gate repaired Yehuyadah, the son of Pasa, and Meshullam, the son of Besadiah. They laid the beams thereof, and set up the doors thereof, and the locks thereof, and the bars thereof, and next unto them repaired